My God,
So
we're
you
live.
Don't want us to come in talking about mouth pleasures.
Mouth pleasures.
That would be the worst.
We are live. What were we talking about before we went live? Now you know. Now you know what's
Mouth pleasures.
Friends, welcome to the Null Shore wrap-up. I apologize if anyone's listening and you can hear those little digital blips. They just started happening, and I've been frantically trying to figure out what's going on while we've been in pre-show, and well, I failed, and I just don't have the time or patience to continue doing it. So I apologize that you're hearing that. This is the podcast version as well, so hopefully I can edit this out and it'll never make it in the podcast. We'll see. Sploosh Moose. Look at you. Look at you supporting your show. We love it, and we love the overlay. I think you guys can see that in video, the stupid little fucking... I love it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, friends, Null Shore, what a fun experiment, I think. Actually, sorry, Jesus Christ, I'm getting ahead of myself. My name is Justin Crane, and I was... I know how to do this. I was the Dungeon Master for Null Shore. Dun, dun, dun. I am joined by... Oh, man, I truly don't have anything set up, you guys. I used to have these little buttons that would drop people in and out, but today got away from me. I'm joined by my lovely friends in no particular order. We've got Josh Fritz.
Hello, everybody.
We've got Matt Hidgon.
How you know?
We've got Sinéad Marguerite.
This is what I sound like today.
That is. And certainly last, certainly not least, Patrick O'Reilly.
Probably least, honestly.
Yeah, Null Shore was a fun little experiment. We played a a home game for the podcast. That was us showing off our Null Shore shirts and various other No Fame merch, which isn't available right now. Maybe it is. If you're listening to the podcast, maybe it's going to be available. Who knows? Sinead doing her Will impression today, I see. Oh, Will, good to see you here, bud. Yeah, Null Shore was a fun little experiment. We played a home game during the big Panini, which is still going on. And our home game was so much fun, a lot of shenanigans, and Patrick was like, hey, Justin, why don't we do a podcast? And at the time, it was myself, who is a quote-unquote audio professional, and another friend of ours in the show as well, Grubby, who was playing Xander. I was about to say Liv. Nope. Was playing Xander, who does also play Liv. Also is a an amazing audio engineer who has won awards, and he's worked on some really cool stuff, doing cool things. And we had Patrick, who just signed out, and BDO Ninja, everyone. We love it. Look, we're still in place. Yeah, we had Patrick and we had our friend Tom who played Glowman, and we all started conspiring about like the audio visual side of things and planning out the podcast. And we brought Higdon and Sinead into the mix for this podcast. And it got a bit away. Life kind of got busy for a lot of folks. And so I started doing everything, like all the video editing and stuff like that. And it was kind of a bit of a struggle. I'm not going to sugarcoat it, to learn like video editing and all that stuff. But eventually, near the end of Null Shore, I did get into a swing of operations and stuff like that. But yeah, it's been a very much an ongoing kind of experiment, not only for us getting into podcasting and stuff like that, which was, a whole situation to begin with, kind of learning that and figuring out recording and technology and remotely and finding the best ways and paying for services that lose our footage and all kinds of stuff that we've been through. We never reference losing footage, everyone. And yeah, not only that, we had two players had to kind of step away from the campaign just because life got too busy.
Shout out to Grubby, who was literally delivering vaccines.
Yeah, he was the one
Yep.
delivering the swabs that he would bring people's
Oh, yeah.
COVID tests that has COVID on it, and brought them to other places, or brought them from hospitals to testing facilities and stuff like that. Working truly insane hours. He drove enough kilometers in like a couple of months to drive around the world, which is insane. The circumference of the fucking earth. I was just like, my mind was blown. Grubby and Tom had to step away from the campaign, and juggling kind of all of that, I had to shift around the story a lot to drop out huge chunks of like kind of what I had planned, stuff I planned to throw at you guys. And I changed that around. And then we brought in our good friend Josh here, who is of a similar kind of vibe as all of us. We all like, I feel like we mesh really well because, a lot of our core principles are aligned, which is nice for a group. So yeah, Josh came in and really just, we kind of fucking hit the ground running with Josh, which was a lot of fun as well. But yeah, the story kind of got changed
Hit the
around a
ground
bit.
flip-flopping.
Hit the ground flip-flopping for sure.
Very expensive flip-flops.
And Patrick's here because his background is here, but Patrick, you are not visible. I don't know if Patrick had to step away or something like that. But yeah, it was a lot of fun, and I wanted to kind of wrap up Null Shore because the point of this was like shorter campaigns that kind of we all take a seat in the DM chair, basically, or whoever wants to, not all, like, whoever wanted to run a session or a campaign or whatever, then we would move on to them. And I wanted to do that sooner rather than later. So I kind of pushed for Patrick. Patrick's been dead for 5 years.
I have been dead for far longer than 5 years.
Oh my God. Look at this. We're not worthy. We're not worthy. Captain Grayson and Charisma Saving Show. We love you. We love you so much. Thank you so much. I lost my train of thought.
I think you might have missed what actually happened there.
No, I didn't. I mean, I did miss. Oh,
Yeah.
That's what happened. I understand. Geez, I'm dumb. Sorry, I'm looking at my restream, which tells me that they subscribed, but it doesn't tell me that those were gifts from Sploosh Moose. Sploosh Moose. Thank you.
Bloop. Sploosh Moose. It's Papa Higdon himself.
What a
Bloop.
fun. I'm gonna watch this screen over here from now on. What a fun, nice thing. Higdon. Oh my God. And Retson.
Okie dokie.
This is gonna happen again.
I need to be number one.
You bastard.
Quick, someone get 4 subs.
If I give 2 more, does that stack?
I did watch the screen, Will. I called out who did that. I think. Yeah, I did. I was right this time. Matt, thank you so much, Matt. What a kind thing. We love to see it. It feels good. Feels great. Honestly. Yeah, we brought Josh in, hitting the ground with flip-flops. And the story, that's when the story had to kind of shift away from like me dropping big elements just out of the story completely, if I'm honest. And kind of focusing on what you guys were actively doing and things actively related to the choices you made in the story. So you guys drinking with Dale became a weird fucking domino effect of Dale getting lost in the 6th Arcana, and you guys going to the lighthouse and finding Oracle kind of always existed in the lighthouse, and I can't even remember if she was always a big story point or if it was going to be something you guys kind of fell into or maybe lucked into finding, but then that kind of shifted things into Oracle becoming a bigger story point. Oracle and the Oracles are actually from some world building I did for a one-shot that most of us played in, which was set in Toronto, downtown Toronto, high fantasy, or a modern magic campaign and stuff like that. But yeah, it was definitely interesting to try to deal with, all the little things going on with our campaign and with like people's lives and stuff like that and finding a balance. And I think, and this is a huge spoiler. If you're watching, just be aware. Spoilers are going to happen for Null Shore. I'm so sorry if you're not caught up and what have you. But yeah, Null Shore ended in a wild fashion that I didn't expect. Do you guys, let's get into the meat and potatoes. Do you guys want to, I told you a number and I was incorrect. Do you guys want to know how much HP was left of the big glitch monster at the end?
Obviously.
Yeah.
I thought you said it was
I don't
like
want to
9
know.
or something.
Please don't tell me.
Let's get our guesses in.
It was single digits, was
Yeah,
it
it was
not?
like 9, wasn't it?
I did the math. I redid the math on it, and it was 13 hit points he had left. It had left. I don't think it's gendered when it went through the vortex. So one of those 5 misses from Chad.
Fuck.
Well, I'm sure fucking glad Chad's the one coming to save me.
Toronto is all dungeons, Matt. You're right. Also, I apologize. Our closed captioning. I had a nightmare of a time with closed captioning today as well, and I just didn't have enough time to sort it out. I'm so sorry. I love to have closed captions, and today it fucked off. But yeah, 13 hit points when it went through. You guys had oh fuck, I should have looked at this too, but you guys had the mayor down low double digits of the mayor's health when he went out. You guys took down the other Zarya. No time at all.
Fuck that bitch.
You guys fucking stomped the floor with her. It was like a max damage lightning lightning bolt, I think, was thrown at her right away.
I have the words written down. Paige fries the mayor and her sister's body. So I have to assume that her sister was already dead at that point.
She did have 2 death. She did have the potential to have 2 more death saves at that point, so she wasn't dead, but he dimension doored out. He was peace oot. I'm gonna bounce real quick, because truly, they were always gonna, like, that situation was gonna play out where he was gonna show up, and I wasn't sure if you guys were gonna focus on that or try to question them or what was going on there, and you guys just went ham and took them out in one round. Just focus fire. Ed was shooting from the back of a truck at Zarya. And yeah, the end of the campaign was wild. Ed ran into the vortex, which narratively 100% makes sense, without a doubt. Followed by Chad.
You took his daughter.
Yeah. Followed by Chad, who doesn't like Ed.
Yeah, but Chad made the biggest deal about trapping that guy in stone and like doing the right thing.
Yeah.
So I think narratively he had to do the right thing.
So he ran in after Ed so he wouldn't look bad
Yes.
to Ben and Anne. You're afraid we were gonna call you on your shit?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, I love it.
Hey man, we watched the whole trilogy of Suede
did.
Runner.
We
And we
did watch
talked
the
about
Lost
it for 8
Frontier
hours.
trilogy.
Yeah. And it was very important for Chad to be cognitively aligned with his morals, okay?
I can't remember if we watched the original trilogy or the prequel.
No, the original.
No, the original.
Oh, okay.
Now we're writing in fucking Suede Runner prequels that need that.
Oh, we'll wait till we get to the sequels.
Right? Yeah. We're in the sequel. This is the sequel. Suede Runner is part 2. Episode 2. The Phantom Lizard.
No,
But
the
I like what
sequel
we're doing.
trilogy. Sequel trilogy.
Oh, right. The second set of trilogies that
Yeah.
yeah, guys, it was a crazy ending. Chad and Ed just jumping into the great unknown, the big ol' abyss, the big ol' abyssy boy. And Ben and Anne, I was about to say Sinead because Sinead was there.
Ben and
Ben and Anne kind of were like, no, we're not. We're not gonna go in. Ben was on the fence for
Don't love
sure.
that
That guy.
option.
Yeah, Ben was definitely thinking about it, I think.
Higdon wanted to go desperately, but then like I remember when when we were on the other side and like using like druidy shit was really weird over there and it felt off.
Yeah.
So I was
You don't
like,
even
maybe,
know if that went to the 6 Arcana.
maybe Ben wouldn't go there. Yeah, he knew it wasn't going to go to a place with wonderful grass and trees and blue sky.
Just goes to
Wasn't no
fucking
Ruby Tuesdays, like
Canada's Wonderland.
It ain't a one-way trip to the Golden Corral, I'll tell you.
The other side of the portal was just Splash and Putt in the 90s.
Right? Fucking
Magnetic
awesome.
Mountain in Moncton.
I have a weird story, but it's a short story where there are these swing sets in Splash and Putt that were in a pool, and they're in a very shallow pool. And even now, it's happening right now. I'm just going to let you know when I get to the end of this story. The thing that I'm talking about is happening right now. And we were swinging, and my cousin was like, "Oh, you should jump off the swings into the water." And I was like, "Okay," because I was like a fucking idiot 8-year-old. And I jumped off and cracked my head on the 2 feet of, the fucking cement at the bottom of the 2 feet of water. And
Wait. You dove into the pool?
no, I jumped from the swing and like landed in this 2 feet of water and just like cracked my head off the cement that was there, and I'm not saying it was a good choice. And ever since then, when I think of that moment, I get a chill down my head that goes down my back every time, no matter what. And so Splash and Putt, that's what goes through my head when I think about Splash and Putt. But yeah, sorry.
You're welcome for the fond memories.
Right? Truly. Yeah, we don't know where the portal go. Well, I mean, some of the party members are going to find out where the portal goes. The thing that kind of I wasn't expecting really, and I made a choice that made sense at the time because I thought you guys were going to close the fucking portal, Ed. There were 3 nat 1s in a fucking row. Not only that, they were accompanied by like ones on the guidance check, like a flat fucking 1 on the guidance check, and oh man, brutal fucking luck. I even took it out of my hands. I'm like, guys, I don't want to roll the last one. And Patrick rolled it and got a nat 1 again. I was like, what is happening? And I was thinking, it was like, yeah, the portal could start to consume Null Shore, but Oracle is in canon the one who is responsible for keeping this at bay and from this side. And I was like, they're going to just go in and close it. And that's that. And now Null Shore doesn't have this omnidimensional being keeping out the 6th Arcana from the shore.
Well, then honestly, it's pretty sick that it was Ben and Anne that didn't jump in.
Yeah, so that was the other. Yeah, when you said that, I was like, that kind of made me think of it too. Ben was also thinking that now that Oracle is like kind of like leaving, he's like happy with the decision to stay behind.
Yeah. I mean,
Well,
Anne's
listen,
first
guys.
thought was just like, you think I'm going to jump to my death as opposed to stay in my comfortable home with my family and my job, while like not the greatest life ever, is still like it's been great so far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When Chad and Ed return in their fucking fusion dance version of themselves from Dragon
Somehow
Chad's
Ball.
also combined with Glowman with 2 extra arms.
Chedward.
Exactly. Yeah, they come back as Steve, and one arm for every character that's been gone from Null Shore
One
in the
arm
form of a frog.
every character.
Yeah,
Yes,
right.
and one arm to make them and in the darkness bind them or whatever. But when they return and become the new savior as their
Or
fusion
Overlord.
hot dance, you're going to regret not jumping in there, obviously.
Yeah. You could have been part of this hive mind that's going to develop.
This is like not buying.
Constant
This is like
arguing.
not buying Apple stock back in the 90s, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That- you,
Uh,
you guys know that's how Chad made his
100%.
fortune, right?
I'm
That
glad
is-
Chad's gone.
That's Chad's back. That is 100%
Yeah.
Chad's backstory.
That's amazing.
Yeah, but it wasn't Apple, it was Amazon. So
It was Amazon, yeah.
yeah.
Well, Chad's
um,
Ed's a legitimate businessman. See,
Yeah. And one of us has 1 million platinum.
Ben made his money the old-fashioned way, getting shot.
Yeah, right. Honestly. Yeah, it was really a fucking interesting way to kind of end with the druid and the cleric, kind of the last ones. Catherine Bell, never found. The protector, never found.
Okay, so I was gonna be like the best player ever and go back through all my notes and like write questions for this session, and my day got away from me too.
Yeah.
So the only question that I have under the headline questions for the wrap is, why does this town hate librarians? Can you answer, Justin? Why does Null
Yeah.
Shore hate librarians?
Because in the library were books on the history of Null Shore, and it's a boring fucking town, and eventually the librarians are going to read the more interesting books about the history of the town. And who doesn't hate librarians? What the fuck, Will?
Whoa.
Rude.
What the fuck?
That's so funny. Yeah, and so they're the ones. It was first Elias who stumbled onto this information, and he started making notes about what was going on in the past, and then he started to connect the dots of like, oh, weird stuff kind of still is happening in town, and it does kind of line up with some of this stuff. And then Elias goes missing, and they have a new librarian, Catherine Bell, come into town from the city, and Catherine finds Elias's notes, and she starts going through and being like, "Oh, this guy is crazy. No, wait, no, this guy was fucking onto something," because he was writing a full novel about the history and stuff like that,
Right.
really going public with all this information, right?
Which Ben knew?
Ben knew Elias, and Ben knew roughly, I think it was a kind of a vague knowledge of the book, I believe.
Elias just was sourcing old texts for Ben. So and they were, I don't know, weird. So like the druid that I have is like Iron Druid, where like he's like bound to the earth through tattoos and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So he was getting those like knot work tattoo designs from really old books that he was having sourced, like, you know, brought in from like Ireland and shit. So you know, I guess he was able to connect somewhat of what Ben was up to, and Ben kind of confided in him a little bit, which is why he was initially concerned when Catherine Bell went missing following Elias going missing, because he's like, all right, well, that was my new hookup that I had to fucking get.
Yeah.
Now she's gone. What the fuck am I gonna do?
Yeah, exactly. And
You're
that's
an
kind
early
of
librarian alert system.
Yes.
Patrick. Oh, it's so fucking funny. For the podcast listeners, Patrick's background is a conspiracy board and he just added Catherine Bell to it. It's spelled with a K, just in case that matters, and an E at the end of Bell. It's so fucking funny.
Not in my world, it isn't.
Yeah,
Not
shout
in
out
my
to Justin
world.
for editing every single podcast recap I wrote then, because that's not how I was spelling it.
I did adjust them slightly, yes. Yeah,
So
that's
I
why
was-
the librarians were kind of being gotten rid of in a weird, you know what I mean, in a weird sense. Like something obviously was going on because they're the ones who kept fucking uncovering what was going on in the town, right? Sorry, what were you saying, Josh?
Oh no, I was only gonna say, just in line with like my character Chad, I always thought it was Catherine Hall. That's like literally the first thing I have written down.
Yeah, fair enough, right?
It's Catherine Hall went missing. I'm like, you keep saying Belle. Have I just been an idiot this whole time? Oh, okay, yeah. Been looking for the wrong person. No wonder we never fucking found her.
Well, Chad was new to town anyway, right? So.
Yeah.
Anytime Chad went out on recon missions, just like, where's Catherine Hall? I don't know. I've never seen her.
I've never heard of this person.
Why are you
You're
being so
lying.
withholding?
Yeah. I'll punch you in the face. I swear to God.
I like that because in canon, Chad was a part of a different search team in the woods.
Yeah.
So he was like, yeah, we're looking for this Catherine Hall on this other
Yeah.
search team. So funny.
Oh, 2 people went missing. No way.
She moved away back in '64.
Oh, I had a question. Did we properly figure out who the fuck that crazy old kook was in the woods when we started our proper search team?
No, Xander went to look at who was in the woods, and
Yeah.
he came across Margrave,
Yeah.
and that was kind of the end of that little.
Okay, that's what I
Wait,
thought.
I don't even remember this. We found some crazy person in the woods.
It was like a side mission vignette where there was that crazy man who busted out of his house and like shot at Xander,
because
didn't
Xander
he?
was trying to burn down this guy's.
Oh yeah,
shack.
he threw a lit torch in the room or something. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, I'm doing very obnoxious things.
I
by
think
now.
Ed was asleep through that one.
Yeah, that was Margrave. That's all Xander kind of. Or no, that was a history check. I think someone made. You made it, Ben. Higdon, you made a history check as Ben, and you were like, "Oh, that's Margrave. He's kind of like a bit of a."
Yeah, like
doesn't come
he
out
comes into
often.
town. He comes into town maybe once a month, kind of like cursing at the moon and the sun. Talking about conspiracies, filling up on rations, and heading back in. But I didn't know if we learned anything else about him, like why he was in the woods, why he had hid himself away. Because this was right before we found out about the 3 sisters being burned at the stake and like all that
Yeah.
shit, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I think that was my favorite role of the campaign because Chad also did a history roll and got a nat 20. And it was just like, you're not even from the fucking town. This doesn't mean anything to you at all.
Yeah. Oh shit. There was some definite shenanigans with Margrave. But that was, it's a D&D campaign. That was just another of the many threads that were never followed. But that's every fucking D&D campaign in the world.
So would
right?
he have turned out to be an antagonist?
I can tell you, you're not gonna like it. Margrave is a bit of an anagram of Mr. E. Grava. Mr. Elias Grava is an anagram for Margrave.
Time
Fuck
Lord.
off. Damn it.
And the book that was written by Elias, his name on the book was signed Mr. E. Grava, the book that he was writing. And that information was out in the universe, but that thread was never followed, so I never brought it up again, because it just didn't matter. But he was an old man. What happened there, I wonder? Weird.
Oh, fuck. We're going to come back old.
Chad's worst nightmare.
Chad's worst nightmare, 100%.
It's okay. You
Chad
can
comes
yoga.
back old, Ed is young. Ed is rich, or Chad is poor.
Yeah.
Glad to see all DMs face their players ignoring the plot threads. Yeah, you're not alone. You're not alone, Ritson. It's D&D in a fucking nutshell.
Speaking of plot threads, I would like to know what was going to be like. Oh my god, I'm having a real Ed moment. The frogs story.
Glowman.
Glowman.
Glowman came from kind of like a sort of like a Null Shore, but in the UK, where it was this village outside in the UK, just kind of, I think we called it Forest
Shire.
Forest Town.
Nottingham Forest.
Tom named it. It was something like Forestville or something like that. That's what Tom called it.
Forestville Shire.
Yeah.
Sure.
So funny. But he was supposed to kind of start leading this village, and he was like, no, peace out, I'm gonna travel and see the world and stuff like that. And he never did get on a plane or anything, but he found himself driving to Null Shore through the weird magics of, the Six Arcana and stuff like that.
Nulfaland.
Yeah, I was thinking
the
you
Warrens.
reskinned all the 5e stuff to be modern, and there was no fantasy elements known to the characters. Then one was a frog.
That was the intention.
I love
That was the
Nulfaland.
intention.
Yeah, that was 100%. The reveal of like, because magic is hard to see unless you're kind of made aware of magic in this world, and so a lot of people just kind of pass off Glowman as just kind of like a weird little dude. And then once
It
you're
looks like Froggy from the Little Rascals.
yeah, and then once you're aware of it, the magic kind of starts to make sense in your mind, and you start seeing this frog person, and that reveal was really a really fun moment, because he was like, maybe there's other frog people out there. And I'm like, well, my dude.
No.
No, you're the only one.
You're the only one, my man.
His plot was, his story that Tom came up with was that he was just kind of running away from his family from leading this town and stuff like that. And I created ninja frogs that were gonna come after Glowman, full-blown ninja frog in full ninja outfits with the ninja attire and fucking swords and shit.
Come on, let's roll initiative.
Yeah, let's do it right
What
now.
were their names? What were their names?
Oh, you know what? I have them somewhere. I'm gonna load up
Of course you
Foundry.
do.
I think they're in
Juan,
Foundry.
Pepe.
I'll load up Foundry. If the stream lags, it's because I'm loading
Instead
up
of
Foundry.
painters, were they composers?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Bach, Beethoven.
No,
Yeah.
they were TikTok influencers.
Oh God, that would have been perfect, honestly.
Yeah.
That would have been
It
amazing.
would have been,
Yeah.
If I could recognize any TikTok influencer names.
Right, that would have.
I'm like racking my brain trying to think of some, and I cannot.
I know. My brain is just like,
They're just the D'Amelio family.
I don't. It's going off the rails. I don't fucking understand influencer. I don't understand it. Anyway,
Nope.
I'm loading up Foundry. I'll find out in a minute. Yeah, so they were gonna, and they did. That's what happened to Glowman when you guys warped through time with those crystals that you found in Catherine's house. And Paige ripped you guys back. A bunch of ninjas landed behind Glowman, and took him out before the magic could warp you guys all back. So Glowman was stuck in the future, technically, away from you guys, but then taken by these ninja frogs.
Yeah, didn't you get a couple of us to roll a perception check?
I think so.
Yeah, I feel, and like I flubbed it. I know.
Yeah, because that was the last session I think that Tom was in. I'm 99. Yeah, it had to be. It had to be the last session Tom was in. And yeah, that's kind of what happened, is that this encounter at the dinghy was actually supposed to happen not at the end of the campaign. This was just supposed to be an encounter. You guys go to the dinghy, weird magic shit is happening. These ninja frogs show up and stuff, and like all kinds of weird shit was going to kind of go on with that plot line. But then I had to rewrite, obviously, for what was actually happening. And then the dinghy kind of became the ending point of the campaign, which is kind of fun.
All right.
I mean, it checks
Where-
out entirely. The ninjas would know to go to the only DJ set in a small town to find Glowman.
Yeah,
we're
right.
we're actually witches.
We're literally
The
witches.
burning question.
Yeah.
Are they actually witches?
Yeah, they're a trio of witches from Toronto. From one of them is works with the Toronto sect of the Six Arcana, so they work for Oracle of Toronto. And yeah, they're literally witches, guys. They're hiding in plain sight.
They're literally witches. Okay, all
They're
right.
literally witches.
Did
They were
anybody
still
else-
alive after the entire bar was just consumed by those fucking monsters. So I was
looking-
like, they have to be witches.
Yeah. I don't think
Um,
many people survived that
I
encounter.
was gonna say, did anybody else like picture the Hex Girls from Scooby Doo?
100%.
Yeah, right. As soon as he's like, "We're literally witches," I'm like, "Oh, it's the Hex Girls." Sweet.
I was expecting like Shaggy and Scooby to just
Yeah,
dart
come running
past
out,
at any
yeah.
moment.
You mean Rowdy and Ben?
Jinkies.
Ruh-roh.
I'm looking now. I hope I didn't friggin' delete them. I don't think I did. Oh, I didn't give them names, you guys. Sometimes I
Well,
only
that's just
flesh out
disappointing.
names when we get close to an encounter. You know what I mean? No, they're ninja frogs.
No, I don't know what you're talking about. I name every NPC in my entire universe
Yeah.
before I begin.
No, they didn't get names. Unfortunately, the witches have names though. Let me look at the witches. We've got Ren with a W, WREN. They were the synth player. We have Helena, which is the contact from the Sixth Arcana in Toronto.
She was in the one shot.
Yeah, she was in the one shot. And Mirror is the drummer. And they're yeah, that's the trio. We're literally witches. They're literally a tiny coven of witches that travel as a indie punk rock synthwave band.
Tight.
Kind of roll with the
Well,
times.
it would have made sense then for the TikTok influencer ninja group to show up because obviously they're following the band. This is the place with the most social interactions in town. Glowman has to be there.
This is
They're
the,
just on like on Snap Map looking around to see which
Yeah,
place has the most
100%.
Snapchats.
Yeah,
This is
man,
the
that fucking
playlist.
sound,
Yeah.
that playlist from the fucking battle was out of
That was
control.
Just slapped the whole time.
I was so fucking stoked for all of it.
Yeah, I wanted to try to find a good. Well, this playlist I put together for that ninja frog encounter at the dinghy during when you guys were maybe supposed to go here, or maybe were drawn there by the fact that they're called We're Literally Witches and whatever bullshit, right? And yeah, I put together. I went through a bunch of stuff and put together this playlist specifically for that encounter, but then it became the final battle music of the whole fucking thing. And you know, that's how life goes sometimes. But yeah, really fucking a lot of weird shit was going on. The Under the Mountain Phoenix Logistics existed in our one shot that we played as well, and they were supposed to tie into obviously Xander's backstory, but then I kind of just wanted to throw them in anyway because it did mesh well with a lot of stuff you guys were working on in the campaign anyway, so it kind of went hand in hand a little bit there. Also, I mean, if anyone watching has any questions about the campaign, please drop them in chat at any point in time and we'll take a look. There are two notes in here that sound exactly like the beginning of You Make My Dreams by Hall & Oates that I can't unhear it now. I don't know if I even know that fucking song. You Make
I
My
don't know that song
Dreams.
either. I love when that happens though, when you hear like just one note from something.
Yeah.
Reminds me of when David was he was the DJ, I guess. I don't know what the fuck you call it. He was doing the radio for the university.
Yeah.
And he accidentally played one song on top of the other, and it was literally one note. And I texted him and was like, "How come you turned off Clint Eastwood by the Gorillaz?" And he was like, "How the fuck did you know that?"
Amazing. Yeah, the playlist was super fun, but not what I ever envisioned for the end of Null Shore, and here we are. It just happened to work out. Say they don't know. I'm the one.
I know the song. I just don't have the music up because my laptop's shit.
Yeah, I don't know that song. I don't think. You make my dreams. I think I do actually. Fuck, I've done so many fucking shows with like olderish music, because a lot of people love olderish music, and I can't find a.
Okay, everybody loves Hall & Oates. Get over it.
I mean,
I've
like,
literally never heard of them.
oh really?
Yes, yes, you have.
Oh
Maybe
yeah,
it's-
okay. That's the song I was thinking of. You make my dreams come
Okay,
true.
yeah. Yeah.
Never heard that song.
It now that you do
Just
that,
kidding.
it
I've heard that
sounds
song,
familiar.
obviously.
Yeah. I think. Well, let's kind of go. Let's do it this way. Yeah. In chat, anyone, if you have any questions about Null Shore, and literally anything about Null Shore, please feel free. But what do you guys? Do you guys have anything you're thinking about the campaign? Any kind of character-related stuff, or any unresolved things? Because I think at some point it'd be fun to come back to Null Shore, whether it's a mini series, or we do some live bullshit or whatever happens. But yeah, do you guys have anything kind of thinking about? What you thinking about?
I mean, I think Anne would 100% be trying to figure out what the fuck she's got going on, because like when we started this part of the campaign, I made the decision that she also just PS, my voice is annoying the shit out of me, so apologize to everybody who has to listen to me tonight. But
Sinead
I made
smokes
the
8 packs a day.
yeah. I made the decision that she had gotten this like divine gift as a cleric, but didn't really know that she'd gotten it, and so she'd sort of been living for a year-ish with some weird shit happening around her. But she was also all fucked up because her husband had died mysteriously, and there was all this other shit going on. So she was just kind of like not dealing with the weird shit.
This is great. Because our final session went really long, and I think we were all kind of wiped at the end of it, and it ended in a crazy fucking way. But one of the final scenes I wanted for Anne actually was Oracle is now gone, right? And Anne and Paige just kind of hangs out with Anne. You guys like best friends, you know, hanging out all the time. And you guys are like, you go up to the like lighthouse to kind of look around the space that Oracle used to occupy. And one of the final scenes I wanted to kind of end this session with, and this is kind of a little bit of the point of what we're doing right now too, is I wanted Anne and Paige to like have this moment where Paige is looking out kind of over the coast from the lighthouse, and she like points and she's like, has that island always been there? And then like Anne looks out and sees, you know, the 3 islands that are always on the coast of Null Shore, and she's pointing
Bell
at
Island.
the middle one, and Anne is like, yeah, that island's always there. And Paige is like, that island it never existed when we first made landing here.
Sick.
And that island was the one where your boat got too close to, as a part of, you know, the kind of beginning of Anne finding her abilities and stuff like that. Oh my god. Shenanigans. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And that was going to be a final kind of moment that I wanted for Anne for this portion of Null Shore, at least, is like, that island didn't exist. It's where the fuck did this island, like, Paige is kind of thrown off and confused, and now there's no protector holding back the 6th arcana, so things get a little bit more crazy. But
Yeah.
I really enjoyed Anne kind of coming into her abilities from that kind of a little bit of a tragic a huge tragic moment, not a little bit of a tragic moment, a huge tragic moment, and kind of coming across those abilities. And that's
Yeah, it was fun. It was kind of hard to straddle the balance, obviously, because like, yeah, I know how to play a cleric, but like, oh yeah, she just happens to know that she can
Heal
do
people.
this combination of things that will be very helpful.
Yeah.
But it was fun, especially since it's like modern campaigns and thinking of ways that you could fake it or whatever. But I would say at this point, after seeing like Ben casually and knowledgeably use his power, she would be trying to figure out what the fuck she's got going on, because it doesn't seem quite the same, obviously, but there's clearly magic about. So what's up
Yeah.
with that?
Yeah.
It would have been very different if we didn't have a frog just walking around with us. Because I mean, before everybody just accepted that there was a frog,
Right.
I mean, Ben was trying to be like subtle about like casting magic, but I'm just like, clearly people don't give a fuck.
It was so.
I mean,
So I'm
Ed
just
was a
gonna
little
grow a
perturbed.
tree in the middle of this place.
I mean, Chad was high the whole time, so he just didn't care either.
yeah. Matt asked.
I feel like Ed was the only one who responded, normally to that situation by pointing a gun at the freak of nature in front of him.
100%.
It's like, oh, this thing's a giant frog.
What? I'm sorry. What?
Anyway,
I loved. I did. Oh man, that interaction. I think I clipped it too. It was so fucking funny. A lot of those moments were really fucking good. Like Grubby trying to harvest the frog poison on Glowman and stuff like that, and like
Trying to harvest one of our team?
It's not harvesting if you ask permission, apparently.
it's not harvesting. if you
I
ask.
did hear that.
But yeah, Matt asked, is my DMing wildly open world, or do you plan it all on Rails? With our group, nothing is ever fucking on Rails because I don't know what's going to happen. Honestly, I do a ton of planning. I do a lot of world building, but then I love figuring out what everyone wants from the campaign, like what their stories are, and then that kind of influences a lot of my world building as well. So while it isn't on Rails, like I'm using those big story points of each character in the campaign, and then I kind of try to think about my big idea and how that can mold to their stories. And in this case, it kind of was like the underground research facility was doing experiments on these people with creatures they found in the Sixth Arcana, this alternate dimensional realm, right? And they were experimenting on the townsfolk with inoculations and stuff like that, kind of like the X-Files. I love the X-Files. And then some people started developing these abilities, and much like how some people noticed the storm was happening at the end of the campaign and some people didn't notice the storm was happening at the end of the campaign, but I used that story point. That was too quick, Patrick. Jesus Christ. I used that story
already have
point
set up.
kind of as an amalgamation based on a lot of the different backstories of the characters and stuff like that, to kind of tie it together to make sense of like why people have magic here and what's going on and stuff like that. Yeah, it also helps you've got no players who are just loot kleptos. Listen, everyone's a loot. You gotta loot. You gotta loot all the stuff.
On that note, where the fuck is Chad's bag of colding? Everybody else got a sweet magic item, and I just wanted a bag of colding.
Your sweet magic item was taken by Anne. It was the bottle opener that restores.
It was the bottle opener for sure.
I figured, but it worked so well in her hands anyway, as like the chef, like the cook of the group.
Yeah.
It's okay. Here you go.
It started, everything started rolling downhill
Yeah.
with the, and I just kind of went with it. But I
Giving you a hard time. Chad didn't really need a magic item anyway.
I homebrewed a bunch of magic items. Like I homebrewed like a collar for Rowdy that lets Ben use his wild shapes on his familiar, so on Rowdy, his little companion. So Ben can expend his own wild shapes and transform his dog, which is really fun. And we got to use with Rowdy Bear, which was super cool.
We have Rowdy Bear.
Ed got a magical bullet from the Sixth Arcana, which you can change, I think, as a bonus action. If I'm remembering, you can change the damage type of the bullet.
It was on a short rest.
Oh shit! Yeah. Twice a day or something with a short rest. There was
Something along those lines.
Yeah, you can change the damage type of the bullet of your attacks.
Very helpful.
Yeah, when you guys fought Subject 7, who had 420 hit points. I'm such a fucking douchebag. The big guy had 250, by the way. The big glitch monster. He only had 250 because I threw 1,000,000 bosses at you all at once.
Yeah.
But you took out half of them in one fucking turn, right? So,
I'm just glad that there wasn't another lantern monster within that group.
Man.
If you guys
Oh,
kept going into the
man.
facility, you would have found a whole fucking room of fresh lantern constructs.
Oh man, let's
That
go
are-
back.
that
We
are
have to
still
go
in
back.
there, that are still in there. You guys are fucked. You guys have gone through the goddamn portal.
Well, now that Ed magically has that information, he just wants to go back there.
The whole player knowledge is out the window. Fuck it. We're going back.
Full meta, baby.
Will said most of his questions were about Gloman. Fair. Honestly, fair. Tom was so fun because Tom was just pure chaos in a goddamn bottle. Like, and our home game, just to kind of, I know this is about Null Shore, but our home game, Tom played a wizard who never was really a wizard. He would he jumped off of like the edge of a sewer system at one point and tried to like punch a fucking ghoul in the face.
He spent an entire fight once just tucked in the corner and cast invisibility on himself and watched everybody around him just get slaughtered.
He turned against the entire party at the end and helped the big bad guy burn the whole fucking town down.
What?
We never resolved that.
We didn't.
Oh man.
I think about that so much. I'm just like, man. Like,
Tom, truly pure chaos, and I love it. I fucking loved every minute of it, honestly. So fun. But yeah, Gloman was chaos, and that's just how Tom played D&D. And me and Tom played as players in a campaign on a contract, and same deal. It was, imagine Isaac Winters and Gloman was the combination of characters we played in that campaign. Yeah, that was a lot of fun stuff. Yeah, the Anne thing, that's how I wanted to end that campaign, with Anne at the lighthouse, with Paige kind of having this moment of like, you know, the fucking apparent, I'll come up with a better name in the future, the appearing island.
That would be sick though, to get out to get offshore, because there was that whole thing with Ed's buddy who's like, do but don't go near the islands, or whatever he was teasing us with.
I
They
was
were
fully expecting us to go out there at some point.
Yeah, I was too, actually. And they were transporting things to that island. So Ed's contact, that would have been the same island that the river were moving their goods to, right?
I was just fully imagining them leaving from the dock in our hometown and going to PP Island, which is a real place.
Yeah, I saw that on TikTok the other day. I'm like, hey, why is the Southern Shore on TikTok right now? And it had like 100,000 views, and then it was like zooming in. It was like, I was like, why is it zooming in on my hometown right now? And it was like PP Island. I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
Man, me and Shauna were watching TikToks, and we flipped up, and one of them started zooming in, and it went to PP Island. And it was just like the two of us were just staring at it like, why is this zooming in on our fucking house?
I had the same reaction, honestly. That was the same video, clearly.
We live on PP Island.
Yeah, we live on PP Island. Not a fucking toilet to be seen.
Nope. You should see Poo Poo Island. It's real fucking bad.
Yeah. The second island. Island number 2.
I do just also want to comment about the fact that we're no players who are loot kleptos. Listen to Lost Frontier.
Yeah.
Nothing is safe,
Nothing is safe in Lost Frontier.
even if it's attached to your body. Nothing is safe.
Honestly. Truly nothing is safe.
When I made Steve, I said to Justin, I was like, he's going to die fully, so don't worry about any of these arms.
I made sure of that. Does anyone else have any like character kind of related questions about Null Shore? Anything pertaining to, I don't know, things that kind of felt a little bit unresolved? There's some stuff I want to keep kind of close, because if we come back, it'll
Yeah, so if we come back to it, then nothing that I have questions about can probably be answered. The way that Anne was like, oh, I'm gonna like Anne's gonna go on and do that little island thing. I mean, Ben's gonna join her on that if she
Well, I
needs
don't
the
know
help.
if she would do the island thing until like that sounds pretty cool to do all together, but she at least would be trying to figure out how she casts magic.
Yeah. And I mean,
what's
Ben
up?
could help her out too. It's very
I
different
imagine-
type.
Yeah, I imagine she would like. I imagine that Anne and Ben are much, much closer
Yeah.
than pre-Frog.
Yeah. And Ben would be definitely going on like massive runs with Rowdy, trying to find the Great Protector, because I mean, now that there's no Woody Oracle, I honestly was like blanking on her name. I was like, Woody? It's not Woody. That's Toy Story.
Wooden lady made out of wood. Wooden lady.
So yeah, like that's honestly like Ben's priority right now, like talking to his boulder friend and going on like these nightly runs to try and track down this giant fucking wolf to be like, hey, Oracle's gone. Shit's gonna get weird, probably.
Yeah.
Let's figure something out.
I have
this friend Anne who would love to be a tree.
I did have this cool thought of how to, like, if we came back for like little one shots, like maybe a mini arcs, or because I think our schedule might get disrupted in a few months with some real life stuff that might be happening. Patrick nods. Some of us are
June,
having children.
Yeah, hopefully not more than one, but
which is exciting.
if there's more than one, that'd be cool. But still, I really think there's only one.
And yeah, there's some other stuff, but I had this cool thought that I think, and this is kind of a fun thought experiment to throw out in the world, because the party is split. Children Killed My D&D podcast.
That's the name of our next podcast.
Truly, honestly.
I
Because
think, Patrick, I think you mean our next podcast.
Yes, sorry, I left out the Y. That was a typo.
I think because the party is split, it'd be fun to do one perspective of Ben and Anne, and maybe bring some people into the show for that kind of thing, and then do another perspective of Ed and Chad in the Sixth Arcana with also Liza and Maggie and Oracle, and kind of
Also,
bring
what
some
you're saying
people
is we're not dead, is what you're saying. It was a portal and not a death door.
It was
Alright,
a portal
so-
once half the party jumped into it. Yeah.
I just had a thought of if we did that split thing where it's Ben and Anne and then two other people join in, like new characters for Josh and Patrick. Eberron has these characters like NPCs or monster stats for living spells. So Ben and Anne could have shot like lightning bolts in after them, and then we can be living lightning bolts that accompany them.
Interesting. That's very funny. It's like I'm not going to reference a major D&D show. Oh crap! I had something. I'm sure. Damn! It slipped my mind. What was it? We splitting the party. Six Arcana, not dead. Portal. Zarya did say they were opening a door.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That was said by Zarya.
Because
Yeah,
you
that's why Chad
also
jumped in.
said that they're dead at one point.
I know, because I'm just a bastard.
Yeah.
I love
Yeah,
to
then
keep
it all
the
went to
mystery.
black, and that's how we did roleplay it for the last 10 minutes of the episode. Like, it comes to your turn.
Yeah.
It's just black.
Nah.
You're next. Like,
Yeah.
oh, okay.
And that was also a part because our session was really fucking long.
Oh, yeah.
And I think we also had a bunch of technical difficulties before then, too, I'm pretty sure.
That doesn't sound right at all.
No, it doesn't. Listen, nobody
Flawless.
that has a podcast or streams has technical difficulties. If you're having technical difficulties, you're on your fucking own. You're the only
Yeah,
one.
you're doing it wrong.
You're
obviously.
doing it wrong.
Ignore the announcement I made at the beginning of this stream where I was like, I didn't have enough time to fucking troubleshoot today. I'm so
It never
sorry.
happened. Prove it.
I'll
Send me the timestamp because I don't believe that ever happened.
Scrubbed.
I'll
It's
have to
scrubbed.
I'll download the VOD and re-upload the VOD and cut that segment.
You cut out the segment that didn't happen.
Yeah, I'll cut out
And this conversation.
In this one, yeah.
every
No,
segment.
fuck it. We'll do it live.
Yeah.
My next character actually is Bill O'Reilly.
Yeah, the protector that Ben was just oh my god, Higdon was just talking about. Ben, after the protector, spoiler alert, you guys met the protector too.
Fuck off. Who is it?
It was Ed all along.
I've been here the whole time.
I've been here the whole time.
It's a real forest.
Not on shore changer.
It's a real protector of the forest move to use a fucking rifle.
Yeah.
Listen, man, metal is
some-
fucking natural.
Make some guesses. Who do you think it was?
The old guy in the car that
Well,
pushed
yeah.
Anne into the Sixth Arcana.
That was.
That was it.
Is that who it was?
Yeah.
Noel?
I was
Okay,
fishing
alright.
so hard for that, and I asked
Yeah.
so many questions, and
I
you
know.
answered in so many ways that made me think that I was completely fucking wrong.
Because I wanted to. I didn't know how long at the time the campaign was going to go on for, and also that was just kind of another person to lead into different story elements for backstories and stuff like that too, right? So,
Yeah.
At the time, I was being very vague about it. His name is Noel Hurlds, another anagram for Null Shore.
It's just
Did you give his last name to me?
No.
did.
You probably did.
Didn't I? I'm
I don't
positive.
No,
remember.
I've
I just
never heard
remembered
Earl's.
Noel.
Or maybe
Yeah.
you guys
I didn't know his last name.
didn't roll high enough.
I
or
didn't
something like that.
register his last
Oh
name.
yeah,
fully
you rolled a
expected
fucking
you to
nat
say.
one or something, didn't you? To like
Me?
haven't. Yeah,
I rolled
yeah,
atrociously this
I
entire
pointed
campaign.
at my
Did you notice?
fucking computer screen. Everyone watching. Jesus Christ! How do I operate technology? I pointed at
still-
Sinead on my screen.
The night that I rolled triple ones to start the game will live forever in my memory.
That was a funny encounter as well because you were like, "Oh, did Noel show up?" And you like rolled like garbage, and I was like, "Noel had
No.
been there that day, but you just didn't fucking see him."
So is Noel a druid?
Noel is a druid.
He's a druid, all right.
His umbrella that he
Oh,
carries.
that's how I knew plane shift.
Yep, and his umbrella
Sick.
that he carries is a powerful magical artifact, and he doesn't really have his memory. Hence why his name is an anagram of Null Shore, because he doesn't really know his name, but he knows the place that he's in. And yeah,
Yeah. Well, Ben would definitely be looking for him because, I mean, he's in desperate need of an archdruid. So,
gotta have that archdruid.
gotta have that archdruid if you want to gain archdruid status yourself.
And he was captured by, which I think we know, by Phoenix Logistic, because Rowdy saw the giant
Yeah.
wolf get tranquilized in the forest.
Yeah, but we couldn't see in any space that we were in that giant wolf, right?
You
We
guys,
saw the giant wolf a couple times.
yeah, early on in the
You
campaign.
you specifically.
Yeah, no, not trapped. Because Rowdy said that it was
Oh, yeah,
tranquilized,
yeah,
but we
yeah,
didn't
yeah,
see it
no.
captured.
No, you didn't see it captured. And if you kept
Okay.
going,
I mean, with
into the
that
base.
with that information, then I mean, Ben probably would have made his way. Like, he probably would have convinced Emmett to be like, "All right, I'll tag along," and like all of us go trying to get him if Rowdy gave him that information.
yeah.
Higdon can't remember that.
I think a
but-
fun one shot would be kind of going, because the base is still fucking there. The Phoenix Logistic
Right, it's like a
headquarters.
dungeon basically.
Yeah, that'd be a fun little one shot because you guys made the choice, which is perfectly reasonable, to go back. Anomaly was found in town. You guys left the old facility and didn't go into the new facility, which I wasn't sure what was going to happen because I gave you guys I hinted that there were some lab coats and stuff. I was like, maybe if they're going to go on a stealth mission and try to blend in, I was like, here's some fucking like lab coats and stuff that you might.
I've seen movies. Somebody got on my shoulders.
Yeah,
We're like
yeah,
9
you
feet
might.
tall.
Right. Who is this 9 foot tall fucker? What is going on? But yeah, I
I'm
thought
tall
is me.
doctor.
Tall
here
dog.
is my tall dog.
Tall doctor.
Yeah, it's just Rowdy's head sticking out the top. You can see Ben's hands moving his mouth for him.
I think that'd be a really fun one shot for Null for Null Shore. Actually, that'd be really cool. Bring in some people, do a little one shot for that. Yeah.
Oh, maybe Tom or Grubby could jump back for a one shot sometime.
Oh,
Yeah.
That'd be cool, actually. Grubby, I know for a fact,
Feels-
is still incredibly busy.
Yeah.
I spoke to him the other day, and he was just like, "It's crazy," and I'm like, "I believe it." Yeah, that's some fun information that. I wanted that to kind of lead into some other character backstory stuff, and then I just kind of started wanting to wrap up the campaign just for like, real life purposes and kind of doing other things with our show and giving other people the chance to run their games and stuff like that. So it definitely gives a lot of opportunity to come back to this in the future, which is fun. Down the road. And what else do we have on our minds for Null Shore? I'm trying to think too if there's stupid stuff. There's
My question that I thought you wasn't going to answer was Null the Protector? So sick.
Mm-hmm. And Lawrence was one of the subjects in the facility also.
Yeah, so was Anne.
Anne was inoculated. Lawrence was
okay.
Lawrence was held in the facility. And
okay.
was released by Subject 7.
Is it because he was a vagrant?
Oh, right.
He was kind of picked up wandering, and they did a similar thing where, which I just kind of referenced, was Elias kind of had a portion of his memory, and he kind of went crazy and is now this old guy named Margrave in the middle of the woods that people were just like, oh, Margrave is, he's kind of just lives out there, a hermit by himself, a little unhinged. And Lawrence kind of was an older guy, and he kind of went through a similar thing, and just kind of, he could never find himself really leaving the shore, and he didn't know why, so he picked up Gloman on the way back into Null Shore. He can't really tear himself away from the area and stuff like that. So he kind of, it's not really like a time loop, but it has that kind of time loopy vibe where he's like a groundhog situation where he's like, wait, I'm kind of back here, and then he forgets it because hey man, I'm fucking Lawrence and I do a lot of fucking drugs, man. Yeah, let's fucking party.
Yeah.
But there's some deep lore shit going on there too, which is fun.
Sick.
And
So what you're saying is Lawrence was actually the protector.
Lawrence was the protector. Maybe the protectors you made along the way were Lawrence's.
Oh, how the turntables have.
Lawrence was a fun little character who never was supposed to be in this campaign.
Yep. Thanks, Tom.
Just never was supposed to be. Had a minor speaking part. Ended up becoming a main fucking NPC.
One thing Tom loves to do is have a pet.
Oh my god, yeah, so funny. Our home game, he resurrected this dwarf, and then it was his best friend. Then
That was like the main objective for every one of our missions, was how are we going to resurrect this random fucking dwarf who worked for the group that we were supposed to be going after.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, he's cool. We got to get him back, man.
Yeah, so fucking funny.
Rest in peace, Orion, too.
Oh,
the best
what else
boat we ever had.
The best boat we ever had.
Lawrence was never supposed to be in this campaign, which was really
He also kept casting gaseous form. I was trying to think of the other spell he cast. He always turned himself into a fart cloud and just whisked away.
Yeah, always turning into a cloud. So fucking funny. His item was like, it granted him the ability, if he used an action instead of his bonus action, he could grant bardic inspiration to 2 people. So if he burned a full action using his dance mat of grooviness, I can't remember the name. Nope, I got nothing. It's in D&D Beyond. He could do that. I missed some. Sinead's Anne's magic item was the Arcane Seasoning, which you could use your chef feature and burn the chef slots that you had for cooking your health-giving food, HP restoring food, to restore spell slots instead of restoring health. So that was a fun little item for a spellcaster who took the chef feature. And the last one was the Mystical Bottle Opener, which I think granted temporary HP if you open a beer with it because
Yeah.
Chad always opening beer, and I thought I was like, oh, this is the magical item for Chad, always
My
opening
most
beer.
sincere apologies, Chad.
That's okay.
Bad
Stolen.
at thinking about things.
Stolen. We have Cat, who isn't Muffins. Muffins doesn't
Pickles.
exist.
Nope, this is peaches.
Ah.
Peaches, of course. It always
Every
has
cat is a muffin.
Muffin. Yeah.
This is true.
Yeah, Grania, the little hook.
Actually, this one is a loaf of bread.
Yeah, a lot of interesting things happened during this campaign, and it was a lot of stuff to kind of juggle around when players had to drop out and stuff like that. And then you can kind of see like, oh god, now all of these plot points make no fucking sense, and I have an NPC who was never supposed to be here, and so on and so forth. But it was a lot of fun, and it was a good first run. We're going in with Tall Tower, which is going to be so fucking sick. We're going to do podcast only, which is going to be, I think, more interesting definitely for me, but more interesting to listen to, because now I can kind of create these spaces where I was kind of locked to the video before, because we're here and like you can see us and things need to make sense with the video, and I'm not an expert at 3D rendering, so I can't go in and create things that don't take me 4 fucking days to 3D render anything. But now going with Tall Tower with a podcast, I'll have the ability to kind of shape the world a little bit more in an audio sense, which should be interesting. And we're doing Theater of the Mind, of course, since it's a podcast. And Sinead is going to be the DM. Dun, 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 which is going to be...
So you might even have more time, since you won't also be running the game as well as the podcast.
Yeah. And I have some ideas of how to spend my time wisely for the show. So that's... I'm saving some time and not preparing sessions, and I'm going to fill that time with like other stuff related to the show. So some ideas for sure to work on. Tell me what you need in terms of 3D shit. Maybe I can help or hook you up. You are the person without a doubt to ask about that. I just mean like if I were to like create space for like sound design in the video, I would need to like fill our video with stuff, or have like some kind of Key Burns picture of a forest moving slowly. Ken Burns moving slowly in. But yeah, Tall Tower, we're going kind of full podcast. A little bit different from Null Shore, high fantasy, which is going to be really good.
And I'm terrified now because it's supposed to be on rails, but
I mean, that's fun.
I don't trust you guys.
No, don't.
You should
No,
you should
we'll
keep
follow.
with that. You should keep with that instinct.
Yeah.
No. We'll go the exact way you want it to.
If you've learned nothing from you guys as players in the Lost Frontier, then yeah, do you
Zoo
guys
Planet.
I listen to the bees.
Yeah. Best way to keep
Yeah,
players
bees
on rails.
definitely only go in one direction.
Oh yeah, imminent threat of death is a solid way to keep things on rails, but I don't think that would deter us.
No.
I mean, see the
I
end
have
of this
5
campaign we're
characters
talking
on
about.
backup.
Right?
Half of the party,
We're set to 5-second auto spawn with our new characters.
half of the party did jump
My
into a
second
portal at the end
character
of
is
this
just
campaign.
straight up a bee.
Just a big old bee. Yeah, do you guys have any?
No, just a single hit point bumblebee.
It's
And
like
your
your third character.
No
It's
exception.
also a bee.
Yeah, do you guys have any other thoughts or things you want to talk about with the Null Shore campaign? I think it'd be fun to split the party to come back in the future, 2 different kind of sides. But yeah, what do you guys have any thoughts? Kind of any questions?
I was just wondering if you had the full menu for the Bethel House available. I was hoping to make a
All
reservation.
scones.
Nice.
The Bethel House
Peach
special.
scones.
Yeah, it's just 4 scones with a cup of tea. That's it. Hell yeah. Yeah, anything you guys think or etc.
I'm already mapping out the multi-classing I want to do for Chad while he's in the 6th Arcana to fuck with Ed. So
Interesting. Yeah, because you can draw on some fucking 6 Arcana shit then, you know? We can dabble. We can dabble for sure. Oh yeah.
I can't wait to see what that is.
this is gonna be amazing.
Just wait until Ed becomes a monk.
Yeah, I think
That will also be amazing. You can join the order of the frat house, the frat bros.
the frat bros.
I was just gonna say, like, what do I just have to join your frat or something?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
You have to do a quick butt chug with the beer I got in
quick
my
butt
bag.
chug.
Yeah.
Alpha, beta, whey.
Gamma, gamma, gamma. Oi, oi, oi.
But the whey is
Exactly.
whey protein.
Whey
The
of protein.
Oh my fuck! Oh,
That's amazing.
sometimes I'm
I
funny.
need that. I need that.
Sometimes
I'm gonna
funny.
create a monk in the order of the way of protein.
Sometimes
That's
occasionally.
too fucking good.
That is so good.
You
you
could make your own supplement king for that. Ooh.
Oh.
That was good. Though. That was good. That
Now
was
we're
very
really grasping at straws.
good. That was very good. Yeah. I'm picking up what you're putting down though.
Are those heavy weights?
And did you pick them up from the appropriate rack? Were they put back from the previous user?
And sanitized as well.
That was my next question.
Yeah, I was about to ask it too.
Listen.
What do you bench, bro?
I've been to the gym once.
Yeah. Was that because they were having trouble with their audio equipment?
Their speakers were
Don't joke. So often I
I
had been
know.
called to a gym because their audio equipment is fucked. That's not even a joke. That has happened so many times in real life. My God. Yeah, that was anything else we're thinking about Null Shore? Any other stuff we want to talk about there, or otherwise?
No, nothing Null Shore wise.
No, I feel like any questions I have at this point are like things that would pertain to going back again. So
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, after these one shots, maybe we could do another one, and then you can answer anything that wasn't answered in the one shots.
Yeah.
But right
The
now,
one-shots
any
seem fun,
question,
though, for sure.
any questions I have, it's definitely going to be like, we'll figure it out in the one shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that'll be really fun.
Well, I was gonna say, I think it feels similar to how we ended like Lost Frontier, and we're
Yeah.
like, all of us were like, "Oh yeah, you wanna keep running it? Yeah, Justin, plan some more." Like this one shot that turned into a 20 episode
Right?
thing.
We'll just
And
do
we're like,
this
We're gonna
quick.
go back, right?
Yeah.
I have literally never had more fun playing a character than Perun. Holy fuck.
Yeah.
And it just everyone in Lost Frontier, like half of me is like, what am I gonna do? And then the other half is just fucking dying laughing because everything that happens in that fucking campaign is ridiculous. And same with Suede
Honestly,
Runner.
If you build a Savage Worlds character, you can't just play a one shot. Like that
No.
would
Yeah,
take
you're
less time than it took to build the fucking
Yeah.
character.
Yeah.
Honestly, building a character and like thank the like whoever made Savage.us,
Oh.
good
Yeah.
fucking on you.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
my God,
oh man,
it only makes it marginally easier to make a
Yeah.
character.
I can't even imagine. I mean, no, sitting with the books, like if all of us got together in the same room with all of the source books that we use for Savage Worlds, it would end in tears, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually think it would probably be easier because at least
Easier
then
for
when it
sure.
says like turn to page 394, one of you has the book on you.
Yeah.
We're Savage Worlds Suede Runner. Savage Worlds Suede Runner is this Sunday with. This is a good time to say it too. I'm gonna make the promo after this. I just ran out of time today. With our good friend Captain Grayson, such a talented cosplayer, very talented dungeon master and a player. They play on the Charisma Saving Show, which is just fantastic. It's a level of chaos that really, I feel it's like a kinship, like the chaos of like our games. They match that amount of chaos. It's great. Captain Grayson will be joining us as a guest player on Suede Runner this Sunday. which is going to be super fucking sick. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to make their character tomorrow. Actually, we've been talking for days about it, but we're going to go through savage.us tomorrow.
So you got another 6 hours of work ahead of you, is what you're saying.
Yeah, and then I got to prep the session and anything else that I need to do this week for.
Listen, if their character isn't named Captain Grayson, it's going to be very disappointing. So disappointed.
It's not. Spoiler alert, it's not. But yeah, no. Grayson is so talented. They're so clever. They're so fun and creative. And I think it's going to be super fun with this group of characters for the Lost Frontier Suede Runner. It's going to be a good mesh. The next series we have is Tall Tower. Again, DM'd by Sinead. High fantasy tower crawl. All of our characters are ridiculous. It's going to be a lot.
I love them all so much already. Like
so
I'm
fun.
making up backstories in my head, and I'm like, no, you have to let the players play.
Got your little figurines of the. Grimir has to have like the action elbows to swing swords.
He's got hips that swivel too, obviously, to make
Judge
him for the
comes with
bikini armor.
Oh yeah, of course it has to. Judge comes with his own little desk for grappling. Lux has a full ship. A full ship. Is it Lux? Am I blanking on the name?
No, you got it
that's
right.
Oh fuck
Yep.
yeah! And good old bees.
WB-40 is just filled with actual live bees.
Yeah.
Every figurine.
It's a
bees.
When you
It's just
open it
a
up,
can of WD-40. This is WB-40, but when you spray, it's bees.
You pop the cap and it's just like the snakes that all shoot out. Just bees.
those are our real characters for the next campaign. Jesus Christ. Yeah, that's our next campaign that we're doing. What is today? Today's Monday. The second half of Suede Runner, our last session, the podcast part 2, releases this Thursday. I'm back Wednesday with some more Stardew and coffee, which we love. It's been a lot of fun. Come hang out in the morning, 10 a.m. Eastern Time. Suede Runner is 2:30 p.m. on this Sunday coming up. Hey, listen, everyone, if you're hanging out and you haven't done it yet, you can join our Discord, where we play a lot of Project Zomboid. We brag about Wordle. We have a recent food category if you want to show off what you're making. We post some music. We have all kinds of channels there. You can get in on the conversations or play some games with us. This Friday, hey, this is a fun thing that we just decided before the stream, sort of. We're going to do a podcast games night where we're going to, because we haven't had a games night for our little team here in a very, very long time. So we're going to play some party games. I think we're going to try to play some Countdown, maybe? The good old television show Countdown. If you haven't watched 8 out of 10 Cats Does Countdown, my God. It is the funniest fucking show on the face of the planet. We're going to play some Countdown. Maybe some Jackbox would be great. But I think a lot of games that if anyone wanted to come and hang out, we're going to do it on Discord. On our Discord, which I just posted in chat there, which, oh fuck, does that link work? Damn it. You might have to go to www. Because of how my domain service works. We'll find out.
It works.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah.
It works.
Yeah.
Don't worry about anything. Click the link, everyone. There's nothing to worry about. Yeah, we're going to have a little party night, a little podcast party night on our Discord, just as a kind of like a little fun little thing just for us. But if you want to come and hang out, you can do it and get in on the games. Countdown, I had to think about the name. Countdown is super easy to get into because it's just coming up with words and doing a little math and then laughing about how terrible all of it went. And yeah, Jackbox has like the audience features and stuff like that. And then Among Us has like is free to play if you get it on like your smartphone and stuff like that. So and some other things.
Or if you want to play on PC, it's like $5 or something.
Yeah, it's super cheap. On Switch, I think it's also $5 or something like that. Yeah, we're gonna do that Friday evening at some point. I'll make an announcement about it. But yeah, you can stop by our Discord and hang out. and join us there, or just hang out in general, talk about music, talk about tech shit, nerd shit, whatever. Fun times. You can follow all of our social media. It's right here. It's coming up on the screen. All of that good stuff. And that's where you can find all of us. And I just wanted to say that running Null Shore and running this podcast has been so fun. And you guys are so amazing. I love you all. And it's been such a good time running the show and having you guys as players. And I can't say how much I appreciate you enough, honestly. Anything, I don't think we have anything to plug, really, unless anyone has any chili sauce they've been brewing that they want to plug.
Not
If
yet.
any, what's that, sorry?
Not
yet. Yeah. Upcoming food things, very exciting. And yeah, anyone watching, thanks for tuning in, thanks for hanging out, thanks for watching and listening to our show.
Fuck yeah.
Behind the scenes, we freak out about everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
Justin and I are wearing
Yeah.
merch to a podcast that we're on. It's wild.
Mine's in my hamper. I need to do laundry.
Yeah.
I should have
Isn't that
bought some.
literally 1 foot away from you?
No, that's my water heater.
Oh, my bad.
We are actively working on our next merch
Yeah,
store.
sorry, I'll stop plugging merch.
No,
I'm just very excited.
no, it's okay.
It's so sick.
We are working because the last setup, while it was really cool that it integrated with Twitch, it caused a lot of stupid custom stuff with Canadians, which wasn't cool because we're Canadian. So there's your problem. We are really actively working. We just had a big discussion about it this weekend. But yeah, we fucking freak out on our little group Slack about everything that happens with our show. It's so cool that people tune in and support the show and stuff like that. It's really exciting. And we've made a lot of good friends just from running the show and checking out other creators and stuff like that. It's been a lot of fun. But yeah, I think that's about it. Friends, how do you guys feel? That felt pretty good, right? We'll cut all of it.
I feel terrible.
I feel warm and fuzzy. Thank you for all the kind words.
Oh my gosh.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Let's
Just get going.
Whoa!
Amazing.
This is gonna happen for a while.
Swing.
Oh man, the love.
We are most certainly not worthy.
We're not
Yeah.
worthy. We're truly not.
We're not worthy. We're not worthy.
We're almost
There
there.
it goes again.
Hang on. Well, hey, is that what?
That was the last one, I think.
Okay.
Retson, my God. Thank you
Support.
so much. What a
Fuck yeah.
goddamn man. What a fucking kind thing you just did. We really appreciate it. What a
That's
way.
amazing.
What a way to end the stream. Yeah, friends, I think that's about it. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you all for hanging out. Thanks for the support. And we've got some cool stuff coming up and some group stuff for all of us to hang out on Discord and play some games and projects on Void and so on and so forth and whatever else we fancy. And I think with that, thank you for watching. Unless that was something you were about to say, Higden.
No, it was like a hiccup burp that I squelched. I was thinking about.
And on that note,
Yes, there. That's the cut.
All right, no, we're good.
We'll cut that out.
This would be
It
the
really
after
burned my
segment
throat.
I put at the end of an episode, but we're recording this and this is the podcast that's going to go out as well. Oh, fuck. That was so funny. What a way to end. Friends, thank you all so much for watching. Friends, thank you for joining me and playing this amazing campaign. And we will catch you all later on. Goodbye. Good night. See you later. Bye.
Bye.